Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Take my glasses off for just a minute. Hi, I'm Holly, psychic medium, energy reader. So, interesting morning. This is your Monday reading. I'm making this on Sunday, by the way. And I was reaching for my mug so I could do, ask spirit, tune in. What is the vibe? What is the energy for Monday, to start the week? And, I haven't done this in a really long time, and yes, I can be very clumsy, but when I was reaching for my writable mug, a mug that it's really pretty and in perfect shape, but I knocked it off, or I don't know how. I don't know how. I think this is part of the message because I asked Spirit about it. I know it's part of the message. And the mug that I broke and shattered into a whole lot of pieces, it said dream big. So I asked Spirit, what does that mean that it broke? And what I heard was that the time for dreaming is over. It's time for the doing. You've been dreaming for long enough. It's time to get busy. And that's when I pulled out, because I had a feeling. It was like, begin, get started. That was the feeling I was getting about the vibe for Monday that will lead into this coming week, which will be the first week of April. So I think we are coming out of our March stasis, so to speak. But when I got my Sharpie out, I just wrote, it's time, in very loopy script, yes. So it's time. Still kind of sad about breaking my mug that said dream big, but you know what? Yeah, it's time to begin. And if this is not, and this isn't going to be for everybody. Not only is this a general reading, it's a general vibe. So everybody will be in their own place and at their own speed and where they are, because that's where they're supposed to be. So maybe this is not the time for you to get started or to begin. But for, I think, the majority of us, I have a feeling this week is going to be the week where the vibe is not going to slow down. If anything, it will speed up. And we're going to be called to begin truly living in a meaningful way. It's time. Oh, it's so good. How you doing, little bitty? Okay, I'm going to finish that in just a minute. All right, so let's get to the reading part. Mother and Father God, Spirit Guides and Guardians, beloved elementals, come into this space, come into this reading. Help make me the conduit and the voice for Spirit. Help me to get the messages out for the collective. And this is a general reading. It cannot fit everyone. What deck do you want me to start with? I use cards as a jumping off point to help me to tune into the voice of Spirit, but I never use them when I did private readings. But in general readings, they're perfect. Okay, I'm being drawn to these two. Okay, so I'm going to put them right here. One is the Golden Wheel Tarot, and one is the Neoteric Feminine Divine. And we're going to start with the Neoteric. Okay, I know, little girl, you're probably going to get a little scared when I start making noise and jump off my lap, but that's okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you get scared, but you just don't. She just doesn't like it. She's like, too much movement, too much noise. All right, so let's see. What is the message? This is a general reading. What is the message for Monday to begin the week? One more time. All right. What is the message for the collective? For the people that will resonate with this reading, help me to understand what words I need to communicate, what messages I need to communicate. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm getting two messages and they're conflicting. One says wait and one says be prepared. So during this period of waiting, even though this is going to be a week of getting started, have all your ducks in a row. Get started. Start preparing yourself. And I just saw a flash of light right there, so I know this is validation. So you will know when it's the time to not only act, but it's almost like a snake that strikes. You're going to know. You're going to know when you need to say and do what it is you need to say and do, and it will be bam, just that fast. So in the meantime, and use this week, use this coming week, because it's going to be the first half of the week, Monday through Wednesday, I think. Yes. So for the first part of the week, get yourself in shape, together, and ready. And in shape, by that I mean get your head in a good space where you are at your best, if at all. You know, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I've been sick and injured and all that stuff. So you do what you have to do, because something is bubbling and brewing and coming up from behind the scenes, and you're going to, here's the message I'm getting. I feel like if this is your reading, you're going to hear something and you're going to say, oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. And you're going to put your foot down. And when you do, one of two things will happen. Either in the eyes of others, your estimation will go up because you're standing up for yourself, or in the eyes of others, they will say, ooh, too much trouble. But you won't be too much trouble for the right people. This is about empowerment, finding your strength, and standing up for your convictions. I just very clearly heard the word conviction as well. All right, so let's see. Using the Neoteric Feminine Divine. Does it even say divine on there? No, it's just the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. All right, but I heard divine, and this card was popped out. The Tower. So I feel like we are getting ready to have a big tower moment that in the South, it doesn't matter what religion you are, we call it a come to Jesus moment. Because you're about to have to come clean and own up. So let's see what that means. In what way? What is the tower about? Spirit guides and guardians, what is the tower about? This card is sticking out on its side. They want me to look at the Hermit. Well. Okay, this Hermit card is very interesting because this is a detective. Got the gold star, the gold badge, the shield on the lapel, flashlight, looking for evidence, I'm going to say. What did I just say a minute ago? Something's going to come to light. Something is going to be said or done that's going to expose everything. It might cause a tower moment, but not for you, because you'll be prepared for whatever is coming. All right, enough of this deck. All righty then. That just got us where we need it to go. We're at the start of things. All right, let's take a look at the Tarot of the Golden Wheel now. Let's see if we can get some clarification on this. I ask for clarification, please. Make me a conduit, Mother and Father God, Creator of all things, all that is right and holy. Come into this space, come into this reading. Help me to understand what the message is for the collective. What is this tower about? Ooh, this one went flying way up. The Star. Okay, so this may not be necessarily a tower as in things falling apart, but maybe coming together. That's a beautiful card. The Star card I've always heard referred to as wish fulfillment. And it did a somersault in the air. You couldn't see it. I don't think you could. I was looking down, but I don't think it was visible for the phone, but that I'm recording on. You're not the one with the come to Jesus moment. Someone else is. They're going to have to step up a little bit, because you are about to find out the truth one way or the other. What is this about, please? It ends well, apparently, or it's not a destruction. It is wiping away the old to build anew. Okay, this card was sticking out of the side. Two of Wands. Yeah. So there is going to be a sense of wanting to protect oneself and feeling vulnerable. wanting to protect oneself and wanting to feel vulnerable. But if you, and the deck split open into two different parts, and I was instructed to take this card. However, the Hanged Man, it depends on how you look at things. 9 of Wands. Yeah, someone goes from the 2 of Wands to the 9 of Wands, totally covered up, totally protective, totally in fear of the outcome. But you know, they don't need to be because of the Star card. They're just in their own head. Look at it from a different angle. And when you do, these are the 2 cards underneath. You have the King of Wands, and then you have the 2 of Cups. So we go from 2 of Wands to 9 of Wands to the Hanged Man to the King of Wands to the 2 of Cups. So, Spirit, I want you to talk, please, so that I have a pretty good sense of what this means, but I want you to do the talking so that it's not me, but it's you, because this is important, and I need to leave these 2 out, that Tower and that Hermit card. Things are about to come full circle. Things are about to start. They're going to end where they started. You're going to find out the truth about a situation. And I feel like there is someone else in the group, another person, the group itself, if it's a community, and they don't want you to know the truth. They're afraid of what reaction you might have. When in reality, all it will do is unburden everyone. You are a detective of sorts. You will ferret out the truth. You already know the truth. I feel like you already know the truth. It feels like there's been a game of like that cat and mouse kind of game. You know, it feels like there's been a game that's being played. And I'm still not getting a clear read on what the exact situation is. But I do feel like there's been some game playing. And at first it was all for fun and games. Now the stakes have gone up a little bit. Let's look at the Pulp Tarot. Let's see if we can get an answer about what this is actually about. This is an unusual reading, I gotta tell you. I mean, it's very strong. I can feel the strength of the emotions. I can, you know, if this is your reading, you know, if you don't mind sharing, it would be interesting to find out who this is for. If you don't want to, if you're not comfortable with that, absolutely. You are entitled to your privacy and you have a right to your space. So if this is your reading, just take it and run with it. And if it isn't your reading, hold space for whomever is involved. It would help if you subscribe to the channel and like the video, though. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine too. All right, Pulp Tarot. I need clarification in the words to know what to express to the part of the collective that this reading is for. Someone is coming, man. Somebody is coming fast. They're coming into the picture fast. Someone is coming in. They're coming on the scene. I feel like there's a battle in the background going on that you don't know anything about. Let's see. All right. Mother and Father God, help me out. Archangels, Ascended Masters, what is this? Okay. I've got 2 that are face down. I don't know what they are yet, but they very clearly came out. Now I've got a chunk that came out and they're face up, again with the 2 of Swords. Anything else, please? Anything else, please? No. Okay. I'm just not even going to bother because I know there isn't. All right, we got a ton here. Let's see, the 2 that were face down. Haha. Okay. This one came first. Six of Swords, followed by the Hierophant. So, let's take a look at these other ones before I say anything, because I want I want our guides and guardians, higher sacred selves, archangels, ascended masters, spirit guides and guardians. I want them to speak on this. They want me to do this in reverse, the way I'm seeing it, like this. Two of Swords. Five of Swords. A lot of sword energy. Three of Swords. Justice. And yet she's carrying a sword. The Sword of Justice. And then we have the Strength card. So when I ask for clarification, I got Six of Swords, the Hierophant, Two of Swords, Five of Swords, Three of Swords, Justice, carrying a big sword, and the Strength card. Okay. All right, Spirit, you're on. But my mood just lifted. I don't feel the seriousness and the weight of it any longer. It feels like I can take a deep breath. Someone's come to a decision, and someone's had a clarifying moment. The energy significantly changed from one of almost feeling closed in and burdened to freeing. These last two cards, the Justice card and the Strength card, perfect, beautifully perfect cards, and could not be a better way to end this. The Hierophant can sometimes be positive and mean your spirituality brings you through things, or depending on the deck, it could even be a heightened intuition. It could be a lot of things. It could be marriage. It could be, in this instance, I feel like it's someone who finally is releasing the shackles of a union. The weight and the burden has been released. That's what I feel. And this card confirms it. Because I couldn't decide which way they went. And I'm like, well, I'll just do it this way. I think this is the way they came out. But if it did come out the other way, and we had the Hierophant and then the Six of Swords, you are moving out of those troubled waters. But I still think it came first. You're moving out and away from the old way of looking at your responsibilities and who you are. You are unburdening yourself. There's a great deal of fear, a great deal of woundedness, battle scars, and heartbreak. I think we've all been through that. When the burden is released, that is when you find your truest strength. That is when justice shows up. That is when nothing can hurt you any longer, because you realize how strong and powerful you are. You don't just dream big, you do it. You begin your life in reality and in earnest instead of just dreaming about it. All of these messages are coming together. And you do it with strength, and you do it with purpose. And that big cat in the background, I'm getting as divinely protected. So you are divinely protected. And what I'm hearing is you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. You do what you need to do. Because in so doing, you attract the people with the strength and the vitality to surround you, to uplift you. Part of releasing this burden is releasing this sense of responsibility that it's your job to take care of every single person who crosses your path. And I know someone out there resonates with that because I can feel it. I feel like there might be a few of you who realize, well, maybe you've been asking too much or been the drain on someone else. And if that's the case, 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 3 of Swords, time to make peace with yourself. It's time to move into your being who you really, truly can be, who you are. If not now, when? Do you want to live out, what the message I'm getting is that do you want to live out your entire lifetime? And maybe this is someone you know. But does that person want to live out their entire lifetime always wondering, woulda, shoulda, coulda, you know? Be aware that there are negative forces in the world. Call on your protection team and always be aware of who you're dealing with. But ultimately, when you see clearly, you know who you can and can't trust. So why want to put on blinders? Why want to pretend that you don't see? That's an interesting message. So the vibe and the message for this week and for this reading is it's safer for you to see clearly than to hide and pretend. That's a big message. It's kind of a serious message. Let's see. Are there any oracle cards that I want to use? Not oracle, but I want to use the Sweet Blossom Lenormand. Love this deck. I think it's beautiful. It's ethereal. And I think we need a little bit of that lighthearted energy in this reading right now. So, for the collective that this is for, about seeing clearly as a way of understanding yourself better and it's a way of protecting yourself. The card that was like sticky on my fingers, and it's not sticky, but that's kind of what it feels like when it's wanting to come out. Card 15, and it's the bear. All right, this is what I'm hearing from Spirit is it's bear not in the sense of the meaning for this deck, for the Lenormand, but bear in terms of how I know it. And bear is a healer. Bear's healing energy. Bear also knows when to hibernate and rest. And that kind of goes back around to part of this reading as well. Even though it's time to say, I'm ready, I'll step into action when necessary, this week is going to be that shift in between hibernation and moving into action. So the first part of the week, Monday through Wednesday, you may need to hibernate a little bit. Think about yourself and your needs, and that is perfectly fine. If a bear did not hibernate, well, they might, you know, they can go into a form of stasis themselves and live off their own body fat, you know. Well, this went jumping way up. All right, gentlemen. What else? What else do you have for me? Final clarification for this reading and for today. Card 22, at a crossroads. So, male or female, it doesn't really matter, but a person is at a crossroads. Could very well be a male. A person is at a crossroads and doesn't know what to do. My suggestion, give it a few days and then decide. Okay. We have 2 cards that popped up. One is fish, and that is prosperity, abundance, and there is more to be had. And then garden, and of course, with an arch and a gateway. 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 I always think of the gateway as the gateway to the other side. A garden means peace, comfort. I keep getting that sense of a gateway to the other side, though, and that doesn't mean death. It just means it could be the death of an old way. It does not mean a physical, literal death, but it is, I think, a caveat to think about that this life is short. How do you want to live it? There is more to be had. I feel like someone feels like there is something coming to an end. But the fish tell us that we have so much more to life and so much to do. And so we could have so much more. And the last card that popped out, imagine that. We have another star card. Star. Is it the Lenormand, which is very closely interpreted like the tarot star? Yeah, in this instance, yes. You are the star in your own life. You have the ability to create substance out of nothing. Oh, and they're reminding me of a quote, too, that we are the stuff of stars. Okay. I think we've got a big week ahead of us. Probably not until the latter part of the week, but I do feel like we have a big week ahead of us. And we have the first part of the week to cocoon, hibernate, get ready, ruminate, think about the things that we want in our lives. Get in a good headspace, because I think by Wednesday we will be called into the action of our own lives and needs. All right. I am sending you all so much love. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I think that's it. So be well, take care, and we will talk very soon. Have a good week.